All right. Hello, everybody. My name is Rose.
And I'm Rihanna.
And I'm Abby.
And we're from Professor Johnson's Lang 120 class, Section 7. So throughout this semester, we've been doing a lot of work that has to do with storytelling, and that came in the form of reading the memoirs of several different authors, as well as writing our own narratives. And I was personally fascinated by this, so I decided to do my research topic on the power of storytelling. Stories are one of those things that are so central to our lives without us even realizing it. We read them in our books, we watch them on TV, and we talk about them all the time. And as well as being such an important part of our culture throughout history, everyone all over the world tells stories. And I thought that was really interesting. So I wanted to look more into the power of storytelling. Okay, so another thing that inspired my research was The Moth. For those who do not know, The Moth is a multimedia storytelling platform where people of all different backgrounds can come together and tell their own personal stories, their narratives, and people of all different backgrounds can come and listen. It's done through podcasts, live events, books. It's really interesting, and it actually got its name because the founder had also seen that phenomenon of people being drawn to stories like a moth to a flame. Another thing that I was interested in was the psychological reason why we are attracted to storytelling the way we are. And so I did some research into the psychology of it and found that some of the main reasons are using stories as a form of communication. It's one of the most primal forms of communication, and we've actually been telling stories before we could even speak. It's also a way of building connection with our fellow human beings, which is really incredible and creates this equal ground when it comes to storytelling. It's also, stories are something that evoke emotion in people and help us build empathy and just really care for other people.
So throughout our entire class time, we all felt as if stories brought us together. We read a lot of stories together on our own and within our class, and we even did a project halfway through the semester called our Little Library Project, where small groups got together and made a digital little library. And when the semester came to a point where we needed to choose a group project, we all felt as if stories had such a prominent role in the class that a little library would be the best way to represent it. So this time we decided not to go digital and to actually build a little library and decorate it and fill it with some of our favorite stories. And so that's what we did.
So these are some of the stories that we'd ideally want to include in our little library. In our small group little library projects, we got together and we figured out stories and themes for ourselves. From these small group projects, we picked the ones that had the biggest impact on us, and those were the ones that we wanted to include. That's where a theme of coming of age came up. It's broad and all-encompassing, but that's because what coming of age is. These are all stories that either influenced us particularly when we were coming of age, or they have themes of the process of coming of age. So these are the stories that we wanted to share.
One more story that we wanted to share was our personal story. And so when decorating the little library, we wanted to put our story on there. So at the beginning of the semester, we had done a collaborative poem, and that's exactly what we did, is we wrote it all entirely on the little library.
And that poem would be Moss, Many Original Short Stories. It was our first collaborative piece as a class. The title Moss comes from an essay that we read by Robin Kimmerer, which is about language and her research on moss. From there, Moss practically became a mascot for our class, and then the acronym simply followed. Initially, we all wrote our own poems. They're poems about our background and our stories and our history. And then we each contributed a line or two to our collaborative poem. The style was inspired by two poems that we read, one by Mary Pfeiffer, I'm From, and Langston Hughes' Theme for English B. What is my truth? Can I ever know? What makes my truth true? It's not easy to know what is true for you or me at 19, from being a student athlete playing basketball at UNCA to bare feet in school buses. There's so much diversity and so many past and stories that have been told here, but it's because we all are different. We all have our own experiences. From a family that has tried to define me, but a mind with the power to define myself. These are my truths. The poem as a whole is on the side of our little library, so please, at the intermission, feel free to read the rest of our stories yourself.
Yes, so next up is intermission, and there's a lot of cool projects outside, but ours is one of them. You guys can go and check it out and share some stories of your own.